November 5th, 2024. This is a chart of mid United States. We know what's going to happen. I'm your Canadian girl, your Canadian astrologer, but I wanted to take a look at this is the chart of that day. So right away, what can I see? I can see Pluto opposing Mars. This is for 11:30 p.m. Just to, right before we might know what's going on with the polls or a few hours before. And we can see that there's a fight. There's a massive battle. And it is in the 6th and the 12th house. This battle is of war. So this makes me think that there may be not a civil war, but riots in the street, which means that people are extremely unhappy with where the polls are going at that moment later on in the night. Now, I don't want anybody to be alarmed. I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of maybe raiding, just anger, protesting, fighting in the streets. Now, this can continue throughout the evening and also for the next few days because it's Pluto in Mars. This is anger, and this is very historical. So we're looking back at history and we're seeing that there's some kind of overturn. And the reason that I'm seeing that is because now we've got Mercury going here in Neptune, but it's making a wider orb. So what I believe is that it's a wider orb is good because this is a square. We don't want it to be too close of an orb, but it's just enough that there's going to be some kind of cover up, misunderstanding, there's going to be lies, deception. That's what Neptune is. And there's going to be manipulation. That's the 8th house. Okay. So, right around, I would say 8, 9 o'clock at night, depending on where you are in the world, in the United States, you're going to be contending with putting on the brakes and going, there's something not right here. We need to investigate this further. That's 8th house as well. The voting will still continue, but you're not going to be getting updates because there's going to be this ongoing investigation. It's almost as if you're kind of pregnant, but we're not sure. So, what do you mean I'm kind of pregnant, but I'm not sure? It's going to feel like that. And we've got Jupiter in hand with Neptune and Saturn, so we're happy with that. That means that there is going to be an outcome, a very honest outcome, because Sun and Saturn is trine in 1719 degrees. It's very close, and those are both male energies, guys. This is Sun is a male energy, uh, Leo, but it's in Libra. So this is about justice and about fairness, and also the Saturn in for humanitarian, very strong humanitarian rights here. You can interpret who you think this is going to win for your own. But this is a team. This does indicate that there's this team, there's this group, organization that is of a male energy. Do with that what you want. However, we've got now a square is Moon and Neptune. Now that's a large, a big gap of an orb as well. Remember, this is sidereal astrology. So Saturn is the moon in Sag is all about the future. Okay, it's all about moving forward. What's our future? What's our future? And it's about innovative futures as well. Now there is going to be a lot of entertainment around this. I mean, literally, I don't know what they've got going in all different parts of the United States. Again, you're Canadian girl, but it's almost like there are some uh, candidate states, correct me if I'm wrong because I don't quite know how the political thing goes, but it's going to be like this big entertainment gap. So wherever Trump is, massive amount of entertainment and entertainers. Wherever Kamala is, and I actually think she's going to be doing more of a stage presence with entertainment. I feel like we did this the last time as well, but this is like nothing we've ever seen before. We're going to be like, what are we watching here? It's massive. And so that's not it's going to a little bit bamboozle people. It's going to make people feel like, what are we watching? Are we being entertained for what reason? Okay, so there's going to be this mixed bag of I'm angry, but yet I'm being entertained at the same time while I'm chewing on all my nails. This is going to be a close call, really close call. Like I said, I think they're going to stop the bus for a little bit as well. But the truth is going to come out, and if anything, we want this to happen because with Venus and you can see here Venus and Jupiter, see how they're opposing each other? There's a red line going opposite of each other with the 11th. It's the 11th house is the public, and the 5th house is Jupiter is always a beneficiary. So it's since it's in the same house that the moon is, I feel like this investigation, this stop the bus, this try to figure out what's going on here, gives the public more knowledge than they would have ever seen if this didn't happen. Like, it's like the truth. The truth comes out strong. This is a massive amount of truth. Now it's still in Scorpio. Venus is in Scorpio. So it's going to make people are going to be very angry. They're not going to know if the truth is manipulation or if the manipulation is the truth. You know, it's like the egg and the chicken thing. Yeah, I know. It's confusing, but it ends up favorable. Whether you believe it's favorable or I believe it's favorable, it doesn't. What this is showing astrologically is that this ends up being favorable for all, whether you see it that way or not. Okay, whatever that is. Now look at Uranus. Uranus is 0 degrees opposing Mercury. Now that's a far orb as well, but that's telling me that this is going against the grain of what most people want. The information, it feels sudden. It feels very unexpected. Okay, it's very unexpected. This investigation, this treason. That's the word that source has given me. Treason, bamboozle, the wool over the eye. It's almost like the FBI gets involved, the CIA, national investigation. It's like when it's Uranus, it's extremely unpredictable. And it's some information that comes in on November the 5th, later, probably early on in the day, to be honest with you. But it's a far orb. So it's like you're going to watch this information come to forth and you're going to go, this has been planned. There's no way that this just happened. Now, let me tell you though, from what I can see, it was only planned like literally within 24 to 48 hours prior to that. Again, I'm an astrologer. This is not all cut in stone. Take this as you will. Now, it is trine Neptune in the 4th, in the 8th house. So this is telling me that this information that's coming out at a very tense, unpredictable, probably people would think the worst timing ever is the best thing that's ever happened. Because we've got this grand trine with Mars and Mercury and Neptune. And that means it's in everyone's favor. Your household, your family, your home depends on this information that comes out. It's almost as if it's like somebody takes you out of a burning bus or you veer off into another direction and you just miss a near miss of an accident where you could have died. It's one of those things. It's one of those like near misses. That's what it feels like. That whew, thank goodness we beat that. And there's a grand kite involved as well, as you can see here, that goes to the 10th house. So this means a sudden unexpected shift. And there's a part of me that's also saying that there is an unpredictable personality that's going to come forth that day to sway people's votes. And there may be, at the last minute, the opposition sees this unpredictable personality that comes out that is very persuasive. And so they try to come up with theirs as well. But it's like in the shadow. Like it's not even near. And I don't I'm not going to say where I see this unpredictable, last minute persuasive personality, where it's going to come in. Um, but I do see it. Okay. I don't want to pretend to know who it is because it's Uranus. It's unpredictable. Even I have a hard time predicting that. But again, it's in a grand trine. So I am in favor of one. I'm going to say that off the bat, and I'm not going to say who. But if the opposite person wins, my chart is telling me that is the best thing. And I have to suck it up, buttercup. I'm in Canada. So what do we know? What does it matter? I've already predicted in the past that there may be an agenda on Trump's end that they will stop immigration, uh, except for highly educated and productive uh, asset sources can come in. There's going to be a deportation of companies, not so much people, but mass companies that are poisoning us. They don't belong here. That don't if you want to continue with what you're doing, let's say General Mills. If you want to continue what you're doing, you're gonna have to go somewhere else because we're not going to make money on our taxes with your money, or they're going to tax them to the brink, like 80% tax. But I think I see a cease and desist on that, and that will be from RFK, which I predicted Robert Jr. Kennedy Jr. was going to be. I thought he was actually going to get very, very popular and almost win. Or he was going to jump in at the last minute, and well, he did with Trump. The other thing that I've also predicted is if Trump loses, I don't think they're going to stop their game. And whether he wins or he loses, I really think they just want to build their own country. They want to build their own. And as far as I know, I think there's an island out there that's available. So they're not going to quit. They're not going to give up. They'll do it their own. You know, build it, they will come. Anyways, this is what's going to happen on November 5th. I believe on November 6th, even in the Eastern Standard Time Zone or the Eastern Time Zone, we're still not going to know. After midnight, we're still not going to know what's going on. I believe it'll be somewhere between a 24 to 72 hour wait. It's like we know who wins, and then we don't know who wins. And then we know who wins, and then we don't know who wins. Get out your popcorn, everyone.